Good morning, guys. Day how many? Day 3 of Can't Take a Trip with the same drivers, same people with me, lovely. They look not tired. And today we are heading to Berlin. We are gonna spend 7 hours on the bus. People are getting up now. I'm getting my juice first. Yesterday, 사모이 today, 아지.
Today, yes.
Ready? Go. Go. Yeah! 이거. It's okay. Start again. Oh, I want to record this. You join.
It's a weekday. What day is it? It was Sunday, I mean. Yeah. Sometimes it's very like on the weekends when there's music, drinks. Yeah. Alright. So today we have our quite a long drive day. Our first drive is around 3 hours. So we'll stop at a service stop there, get lunch, then we'll have another about 2.5 hours. We'll do speed dating in that time as well. So we are doing speed dating today. I know it can make people very anxious and social anxiety. I know it's a big thing. I had it, I think I went on a Kentucky 2 years ago. And the first day I was like, all of a sudden, I was so like stressed and tired. I'm like, nobody likes me, nobody's going to talk to me. You feel like the whole world's going to crush you, but I promise that's not. The more you do small steps to like speed dating, it might feel like the world is falling on you. I promise it's not. And baby step towards less social anxiety. So yeah, speed dating, and then we'll have another service stop, and then we are going to have another 2-hour drive. We're going to go straight to East Side Gallery. We are also going to do the city tour. So the city tour is just basically when you're on the coach and I talk about things that we see. Then we arrive to the accommodation. We have included dinner at 7:30, and then it is a free night. There is Hofbräu House that is next to the accommodation, so it's a beer house. So if you want to experience a German beer house, you can go there. It's like a 4-minute walk. Or if you want to rest for tomorrow night, that's totally fine as well. The next morning we have the Berlin Historical Walking Tour. Make sure to wear warm clothes, beanies, and gloves for that. And then in the evening we have, you have free day, so you can do whatever you want during the day. And then we have the Alternative Berlin in the evening. I think we have around 40 people going, so you should get a lot of people at Matrix after as well. The Alternative Berlin, we have a guided tour. We meet the guide, and we go get dinner. Then we go back to the accommodation, and then we'll all meet at Matrix at 11 p.m. You can't go before. They don't let people go on their own. That's why there's a set time. You need to be there at 11 because I need to bring you in. It's just how they do it. So 11 p.m. in front of Matrix, I will meet you all there. And yeah, then the next day we head to Prague. So I'll walk the coach if anybody has any questions. One other thing, quick thing, please, if there is an issue or something's wrong or I don't know, something, please don't be scared to come to me. That's why I'm here. The last thing I want is for people to be scared to come to me. I'm not your parent, I'm not your teacher, trip manager. Yes, I'm here, I'm tell you where to go, where to be, but I'm not a teacher, I'm not a parent. It's not like that. It's a different vibe. I'm your friend, but I'm your trip manager as well. So please don't feel like you can't come to me for anything. If it's gossip, don't come to me for that. I'm not interested. Alright, I'll walk the coach if anybody has any questions.
I got a question. Do I need my passport on me? Unless it's in my bag. So if it's off, can I grab it?
What this is, every trip has a song that is chosen at the start of a trip by the trip manager, and it's called the day song. This is something that I put on every morning when I'm on the coach. And what it's meant to do is that one day when you finish the trip, maybe you're sad, you're happy, you want to think of me or Piotr or your fellow travelers, your fellow family, you can put this song back and it can bring back all the memories of the trip. Now if you don't like this song, I reckon you'll like it by the end of the trip because you're going to hear it every single day. Doing that free time add-on. You used to be able to rent them, and I think you still can, but they're quite expensive. It's like 10-15 euro to rent it out. So if you're going to go to the baths, it's in your better for you if you just buy a towel and it's yours and all that stuff. But I'll go through the Budapest baths and what you need for that a bit later. Also with room keys, you basically need to hand into reception before you leave. Consider it that every time you don't hand in a room key that you will get a fine. So I'll remind you quickly. I won't always remember to remind you, but keep in mind that to say every hostel you can get a fine, but ones that you really get a fine, I'll collect them myself because I need to collect them and then you will need to pay the fine. So like in Prague, I'll be collecting all the key cards at reception because it's like a €5 fine if you lose it. Also right now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take free time add-on payments. So I have my card machine, I can also take cash. I'm going to set up myself on these 2 front seats here. And then if you are leaving in Vienna or Rome, it's your only payments today. So what we're going to do, we're going to work from the front to the back. If you're at the front and you're leaving in Vienna or Rome, you come sit down, take payments, go back sit down, and then someone else gets up. It's not strict from front to back. If you see no one's getting up and you want to pay, just come and pay. But I don't want people like standing up in the coach and all of that because it can be dangerous. So I'll let you all know when the bank's open, and then you can all start coming up for that. Before, so you're ready to have it. Super important because a lot of people forgot it, and obviously I know we forget things, make mistakes, but stuff like this, it's like border control. If something happens, Ethiopia can't do anything. It's their country, they can do whatever they want basically to a certain extent. So yeah, just in future, very, very important to remember those passports.
It's Australian travelers group. One control, please. Okay.
It's easy. It's cute. We just pass. There's no passport check. That's easy.
So close.
This is Germany. Last sunlight. So snowy.
over there and also Burger King over there. Now, to get across, you have to go all the way around. But somewhere in these bushes, I haven't been here in a long time, and I didn't even find it last time, but the whole group did. In the bushes, there's a small area you can walk past. So you don't have to go all the way around, but we have to find it. Do you know where it is, Pio? Oh, Pio.
Burger King. Only have two options here. Easy and Subway. That's it. I can't believe this will be my first meal in Germany. If you don't like Burger King, then you can choose Subway. But this is what I have. My first meal in Germany. Oh, shit. I got my burger. Surprise.
So, I think collectively as a group, we've been quite late. It hasn't been 1, 2, 3, 4, it's been a lot of people. It's very important to be early. Now, I'm going to tell you how I run my trips. How I run my trips is that I expect everybody to be on time, and that means the timings are pretty strict. Like, because I expect everybody to be there on time, that means that that's the schedule that I do for the day. Now, if groups keep being consistently late, I push everything forward or back. So what that means is this morning we would have got up 15 minutes earlier because everyone's being late. So what that means is you get 15 minutes less sleep, you get 15 minutes less time for breakfast, or you get 15 minutes less time in a city. So that's why it's important to be on time. You won't know the change, but you would usually get more time. So it's important as a group, collectively, to be early. It's not fair for the rest of the group as well. As I said, it's wasn't just now, it's been for like the first 3 days, it's been collectively. So I don't want any tensions to rise as well, when people keep being late and people get mad at them, because group dynamics is important. Also, if you're late, you get the clap of shame when you come on the coach. So be ready for that. I can't remember if I mentioned that. And now we're gonna do speed dating. Yeah! Woo! Alright, so how this works is speed dating. Everybody that is on the window side is going to stay seated. Everybody on the aisle sides are going to move. I told you. So if you're on the left side, so how it's gonna work, you're gonna have about 1.5 minutes each, so it won't be long, it'll only be like an hour. And trust me, trip managers do it for like 3 minutes. I can see people laughing, and 3 minutes is too long. I know speed dating can be quite annoying, but it's actually really good to get to know each other and break the ice for things. I hated it when I do it, but it's good to break the ice. And it's not dating speed dating, it's get to know each other speed dating. So yeah, if you're say you're on the left side, on the aisle, I'm gonna say after a certain amount of time, change it up, change it up, change it up. If you're on the left side on the aisle, you move forward. When you're at the front, the first seat, you switch sides. If you're on the right side on the aisle, you go backwards. So yeah, it's basically like an oval. It's like an amphitheater. Well, not right now. It's just when I say change it up. So when I say change it up, you all move whoever's on the aisle. On the left side, you move forward. If you're on the right side on the aisle, you move backwards. So I'm going to resend those pictures again. So let's do a practice round. Change it up, change it up, change it up.
Hello. We're doing the speed dating here. So if you see on the windows, I don't have move, and then these people keep moving. But because sometimes I don't have partners, so this is what we do here. It's really fun. You only have like 3 minutes to talk. It's really funny.
Break there for driver's hours, so we're going to be back on the coach at, why does it stop when I look at it? My thing stops anyway, sorry. Anyway, 45 minutes, so it will be 3:25. 3:25, we're back on the coach. Mention that, which is 4 minutes. But if you want to go clubbing, Actually, for in Europe as well, there's a good app called RV Guide. It's a really good app to download. This club, the app tells you what events are on, what the attire could be, what DJs are playing. Especially in Berlin, if you go to a club tonight, it's good to know who's playing and what DJs are playing, depending on what club you go to, because it's possible they ask you who's playing. If you don't know, they won't let you in. Not for every club, but certain clubs, yeah, you need to know the DJ and who's playing, otherwise they won't let you in. And like what to wear, if you can wear colourful stuff, or it needs to be like minimalist, all that sort of stuff.
I'm standing behind you guys. I'm scared.
Then we say Makoti.
Makoti?
Nangu Makoti wetu.
Usually it's like dead, like you can hear crickets. Yeah, Germany is a very popular, very big country. It's 3 times larger than England, and it has around 70 million people. So the second largest country for population in the EU as well. And German is actually the second most popular language spoken in the European Union and Europe as well. Now, they have a lot of different regions. They have a few capitals as well. So you have Berlin, which is the capital. That's a city-state. You also have Hamburg, which is a city-state as well. Then you have different regions. One region that you might know is called Bavaria. So Bavaria is in the south. You might know Bavaria from maybe where Munich is. That's where Oktoberfest is. That's where they dress in the dirndls, the Lederhausen. They have the beer houses. That is not all Germany. So that is just the south. Austria as well. This is, yeah, it's not all Germany. They don't do that around here. They dress up in the Lederhausen and all that. It's like pretty much completely different cultures. Yeah, but sometimes that's what people think of Germany, but that's only one part of Germany as well. Berlin is the city. It's the capital, one of the capitals of Germany. It is the only capital in the world, well, I don't know if it's the only one, but it's one of few where the capital actually loses money for the country instead of making money for it. So it's not an industrial powerhouse, but Berlin is probably, I think it's one of the greatest cities in the world. That's just my opinion though. And yeah, in terms of how the country is run, it's a little bit different here. They don't have a president or a prime minister. They still have a government that gets elected, but the leader is called a chancellor. So basically the same role as a president or a prime minister as well. And yeah, in Europe as a whole, in terms of politics, I mean, how it works is maybe different from where you come from, where like in Australia, we have 2 major parties. We have Liberal and Labor. They usually have majority government. In a lot of European countries, you have a lot of different parties, a lot of small parties, a lot of bigger parties. So like at the moment, I think in Germany, there's like 3 parties that form government. And I think I explained this in Netherlands. Did I speak about this in Netherlands? Yeah, it's like that here as well. And recently you had the rise of the far right, which is called the AFD. So at the moment you have the AFD that people were scared they were going to win the election. They didn't, but they got a lot of votes. I think they got like 20% of votes. They got a lot. And the government that is in charge now chose not to form government with them. So they have a chancellor, but it's every 4 years that it changes as well when they have elections. In terms of what they're famous for, Germany, when you hear of German, you hear of quality, efficiency, and things that work. So you have a lot of car brands like Volkswagen, BMW. If you know anything about tools, Bosch, very famous tool company, and they sell other things as well. That's from Germany as well. Very, very, very famous. Now with Germans, they have a dark history. It's not a secret, obviously, because of World War II, and before that as well. You're not going to see a lot of people waving around German flags. When it comes to being patriot for their country, it's a very, very different level. You won't see a lot of people doing it. The only time you will see the Germans probably singing their national anthem, waving German flags, flags, painting German flags on their face is sport. So they're very into football. If you didn't know as well, Germany used to be, after World War II, it was split in 2. So you had East and West Germany, 2 completely different countries run by different governments. Yeah, they used to do that, and they're very into the Olympics, Football World Cup as well. They're one of the most successful teams in the Football World Cup. They have a big rivalry with Italy, where Italy always beats them in the finals. I'm not just saying that because I'm Italian, but a lot of the times we beat them in the finals. We're like their curse, you could say. Yeah, and they're very into football as well. The most famous sport is football, and one of the most famous Formula One drivers is from Germany, Michael Schumacher, who won, I think, 7 Grand Prix in a row. So Ferrari loves him, Italians love him, and yeah, he's from here. I don't know if he's still in the coma. I think he's out, but I don't think he's doing good. I don't think he's passed away, but yeah, if you didn't know, he got into a ski accident like 7 years ago, and he's been in the coma. And yeah, he's what?
He can like move around the house.
Oh, he can like talk and everything? Okay, okay, there you go.
He's not in a coma.
He's not in a coma and he can walk around the house.
I don't know if he can walk, but I know he's no longer like bedridden.
Okay, he's no longer bedridden. Okay, thanks for the update.
Very recent update.
Yeah. There's a lot of famous stories that are from here as well. So if you know Hansel and Gretel, and also the juniper tree, I think it's called the Grimsby, no, the Grimm Tales, something like that. Sorry? The Grimm Brothers, yes. So this was during medieval times in Germany. Hansel and Gretel, if you've watched it, it could be a little bit scary. Back then, it was way more scary. This brothers, the people that wrote these stories, they were representing what it was like to live in Germany at that time. So Hansel and Gretel, in the Grimm Brothers stories, they actually killed the witch. They shoved her into the oven, they killed her. And then the juniper tree, it's basically, there's a mum, dad, and a son. The mum gets jealous of the son for how much the dad loves the son. The mum kills the son, chops him up, puts him in a pie, and makes the dad eat the pie. So quite horrendous. It was a metaphor, well, lots of different messages, but basically that there was not enough food to eat. And that's what it was like in medieval Europe in like the 14th century. So very, very, very intense. In terms of the German people say German people aren't funny. People say, oh, they're so serious all the time. It's not true. All these stereotypes, in my opinion, about these cultures are not true. I know a lot of Germans that are very funny. People say the Germans are very efficient, which can be true. But let me tell you something, German bureaucracy is quite bad. So if you speak to a German and you ask what it's like to live in Germany and how to get things done by the government, it's horrendous. A lot of their government systems are still on paper. So here you'll hear Germans complain about bureaucracy as well to get things done with the government. So that thing of efficiency can be true, but there's also a lot of problems with the government in terms of getting things done. Now Germans love their food as well. You have pretzels. So pretzels are German and Austrian. If you know the saying, tying the knot, I mean this is a bit with Austria as well, but I guess I'm just saying it now. Tying the knot is when two people used to get married and they used to make a pretzel and they used to tie the knot. It's an Austrian tradition and that's where tying the knot comes from. But pretzels are from here as well. They love bread here as well. Love bread. They have over 300-400 different types of bread. So you can go to a bakery and get some really nice bread. They're very passionate about their bread. I have a friend, she was telling me that she was having a go at me because I was calling sliced bread toast, and she's like, that's not toast, it needs to be the proper bread. Like she gave me a lecture about it because that's how much they love bread. They really love bread. They love sausages as well. They have over around 1,500 different types of sausages. They love pork knuckle, so that's something you can try in Germany as well. And they love beer as well. So if everyone was talking about the beer houses, back like 20-30 years ago, before Germany was in the EU, you could only use 4 ingredients in beer to make the beer. If you use more, it wouldn't be classified beer. The European Union came in and said, well, you can't do that because then you basically have a monopoly on the beer production. So that's not a law anymore. But the main beer houses in Bavaria, they only still to this day use 4 ingredients. Those are the beers that you will find at Oktoberfest and all of that. And yeah, they love beer. And they're one of the largest producers of hops and, not yeast, hops, which makes the beer and also the stuff that goes in the bread as well. So, I'm going to do the language lesson now. Give me a sec. Alright, so hello is hello. Goodbye is
Tschüss.
Uvendeseven. Uvendeseven. Yes, it is. Oh, alright, calm down. Auf Wiedersehen. Please is. Bitte. Bitte. Thank you is. Danke. Or you can say Dankeschön, that's more formal. Yes is. Ja. No is. Nein. And cheers, like when you clink your glasses together. Prost. Prost. Alright, I'm going to post this as well. Also, we've got about still 2.5 hours until we get to Germany. So yeah, a few people asked, but yeah, we are going to the East Side Gallery and we're doing a little city tour on the way as well. Tomorrow, if you are coming to Altoni Berlin, I have a friend that's coming, so just as a surprise when we're there, she'll be doing the walk and talk with us just to say hello to me. So just to let you know. You basically got to get off the coach and then we get all on together when it's close to the time. So when we get off, everybody has to get off because you can't stay on the coach alone, or Piotr has to do something, or I have to do stuff. Basically, yeah, everyone has to get off the coach. Very fun, it's very, yeah, get you going, I guess. But it's actually about something quite sad. It's actually about nuclear warfare, about how, yeah, back in the 70s, 80s, that we were so close to basically destroying the world, and about how the world has gotten to that stage, and it's sad. But yeah, very fun song. Now, obviously, we are in Berlin now, so before I get into too much about Berlin, I want to set the tone for what it was like here. So World War II has finished and the Nazis fall, Germany falls, and then there is something called the Iron Curtain. Now Winston Churchill came up with this, and he came up with this because basically World War II finished, but where Germany was and past it, there was this curtain that was this metaphorical curtain that was all over the East Europe, because basically the Soviet Union and Russia was taking over there, but everybody basically ignored it. Not ignored it, but they didn't want to start another war, so they basically let Soviet Russia take over these countries and make them communist. Now, Germany got split in two, I already said that. So did Berlin. So you're talking about one city gets split in two, one for the Soviets, one for communism, and one for the West, USA, UK, and France. So that's what happened in around 1945. So it wasn't just Berlin, it wasn't just Germany, it was also Poland, it was also Czechia, it was also Hungary. A lot of those countries there became communist countries, and people say that World War II finished. They say these countries were liberated, but also another takeover happened when Russia came in. So one of the most famous things about Berlin right now is the Berlin Wall that was put up. So basically, to paint a picture, you have Russia and you have the West. You would say the West was freedom, and you could say the East was oppression. Because communism, this type of communism, it really oppresses beliefs, different types of culture, freedom, all this sort of stuff was oppressed by the Soviet Union. So you had very different sides. You had the East Berlin and West Berlin, and they were very, very, very different. So what happens when the Soviet Union was cut in? A lot of people didn't want to live in communism and under the Soviet Union. So what happened? The East started moving to the West. Now, I'm talking about the highly skilled workers like doctors, architects, all that type of stuff. Now, East Russia, which is the Soviet Union, didn't like this. Obviously they didn't. This was the place, one of the main battles of the Cold War. If you don't know what the Cold War was, it was when after World War II, nobody wanted to go to war again because everybody had nuclear weapons. If you went to war again, basically the whole world could have been shattered. So there was something called the Cold War. It was fought by a few countries, but it was mainly USA versus Russia, and Berlin was a battleground, metaphorically. So the Cold War was fought getting to the moon first. It was fought in different types of sport, everything. It was fought in chess, everything that you could think of that wasn't actual physical battles, it was fought in. Who could do this first, who was better. And the East were moving to the West, and the Soviets didn't like this. So one day, around the 1960s, there was a barbed wire fence put up. So imagine you go to bed, you can move freely out of East Berlin into West or go anywhere else. Overnight, there's this massive long barbed wire fence that is splitting the whole city, and there's guards at the fence and you can't cross over. So imagine your partner or your kid went to West Berlin to go visit a friend one night, and then in the morning they couldn't come back. It was very, very strict. You could not come back whatsoever. You would be shot on sight. So that's what it was like. Families got separated, wives and their husbands, partners got separated, families, you couldn't go over. And then eventually the Berlin Wall was put there. It was about 3.6 meters high. There was a no man's land. If you were in no man's land or you tried to get there, you would be shot. If you tried to climb it, you would get shot. People tried to dig under the wall, which a lot of people were successful, but more weren't. Because where the Berlin Wall was, there was the River Spree that went through Berlin. And these people that were digging, they weren't professionals. They had no idea where they were digging to. Some would dig and they would go to the river and then they would die due to flooding. Some would dig up into no man's land. Some would dig and they would still find themselves in East Berlin. So it was very, very intense. If you're on the Berlin Walking Tour tomorrow, you're going to visit Checkpoint Charlie. And there's a very famous picture where basically Checkpoint Charlie at the start was the only way diplomats could get through. You would say it was the border crossing. It's a very famous picture, USA on one side, there's Soviet Union on the other side, and there's two tanks facing each other, millimeters from each other, and we were literally that close away from basically World War III. That's how close and high pressure the situation was. As I said, East that was taken over by the Soviet Unions, they didn't have freedoms at all. Couldn't really listen to music, they couldn't have Coke, they couldn't have tomato sauce or ketchup, whatever you call it. They basically, it was very, very oppressed. So this went on for a long time. This went on from like 1945 up until 1990. So communism was here, a lot of countries over here, and these people were oppressed. I was with someone the other day, and they were talking to someone from Czech Republic, and I don't think she meant it, but she said to her, "Oh, you grew up in the 1970s when it was oppressed by Russia." And she's like, "Oh, that was cool. How was it?" Do not do that. It was not a good time. It was basically, you could say they were prisoners in their own country. It wasn't nice at all. I'm not saying you're going to say that, but sometimes we get nervous when we talk about topics that are important to people. But yeah, it wasn't a cool thing. It was like quite bad. A lot of people didn't want to be there. People died, got shot, all that sort of stuff. Something that did come up during this time is currywurst. So currywurst is a very famous food from Berlin. A lot of food that's around Europe is actually from poor people, peasants, trying to cook the food that they had in front of them and finding interesting ways to eat it. So currywurst, this lady that was on East Side actually got some curry powder from a British soldier, and she had sausages, she had some other spices. She cooked the sausage, put the spices on with ketchup, and that is where currywurst was born. So that is something that you can try here in Berlin as well. Now eventually the Berlin Wall did fall. It only fell in 1990, and it was actually a mistake. It wasn't meant to happen. There was an announcement on the radio that the person said the Berlin Wall is coming down, but he didn't mean that day. He meant in the future. But people on both sides misinterpreted this message, this radio message. So what happened? Thousands of people went to the Berlin Wall thinking that it was coming down, and it wasn't. And you have to understand that the soldiers were told to kill people on sight, and they could. So sometimes in history you hear where there's a lot of protests from a lot of oppressed civilizations where thousands of people die because soldiers shoot at them. And thankfully, on both sides, nobody shot at these people that were coming to the Berlin Wall. So the Berlin Wall falling was actually an accident and a mistake. There's videos online of the soldiers talking to the people, and the soldiers said, everybody just wanted it to be finished. So the soldiers didn't attack them. And 2 weeks before the Berlin Wall fell, there's a very famous man who is German, and you're probably going to be surprised what I'm going to say, David Hasselhoff was here. So David Hasselhoff is in a famous show called The Baywatch. That was actually the most watched show for 7 years. And he came here, he got on top of the Berlin Wall, and he actually did a little concert. So he's a little bit of a hero around these parts, a bit of an idol. And in fact, he actually wrote a song about the Berlin Wall and freedom. And I'm just going to put this song on now to have a little break, or just so you can hear it. Embracing each other. This is called Molecule Men. So this was made to remind people that molecules are inside everybody, and there is a time where we can stand together and work things out. The Berlin Wall fell, and people could join together with each other. The Soviet Union fell. One thing that was on East Berlin that stayed is something called Ampelmann. Now, I'm going to wait for a second. Basically, when you cross the road, you're going to see usually there's a red person and a green person. It's just those colors, but it's a different person here. Now, this is something that was invented by a traffic psychologist, and it was created in East Germany, and it's now all over Berlin. Basically, what this person did is they created a person for no and a person for go, but it's done very, very different here, because they realized that maybe for children or people with learning difficulties, that they couldn't really identify when it was to go and when it was to stop. So now in Berlin and a few other cities, it's very, very easy to see when it's to go and to stop. So if you look at the lights on the right, where it's the crossing people, it's very different. It's like a walking person, and the red one is a big stop. So that's something that is very unique to Berlin. When the Berlin Wall fell, a lot of things in East Germany didn't stay, and they in fact got rid of this special character to teach you to cross the road. But the whole of Berlin wanted it back, and that's one of the only things that still remains of East Berlin in Berlin culture. So you see that around here. There's also stores that you can go to. You can buy special souvenirs with that as well. Now, the East Side Gallery is one of the only remaining parts of the Berlin Wall that is still standing. In fact, it's the only one. And it's called East Side Gallery because in the 1990s, they basically told artists to come, or they paid them to come and paint different types of artwork on there. So that is what East Side Gallery is. It's outside, and it's quite a long wall, and there's all different pictures on there that have been painted by professional artists. One of the most famous one is the painting of the two men kissing. So the two men that are kissing were in fact communists. They were Soviet Union people, and they were homophobic. The communists from Russia and the Soviet Union, they were homophobic. But one thing that they did, which was quite strange, because they were homophobic, was that when they had a special meeting or a celebration, they would actually embrace each other on the lips. So two men kissing each other, and someone drew that here and wrote an inscription on it as well. So it was, it's one of the most famous paintings here. Something else that is from Berlin is the techno scene. So if you know UNESCO World Heritage Sites, they're physical things you can see, but something that exists is also intangible UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Now, the techno scene in Berlin is a UNESCO Intangible World Heritage Site. Now, you probably know techno is very important to Berlin, but it is very important because this was a way during those times that people were able to express themselves through music. This is why sometimes they wear black as well. They wear minimalist clothing. That is because that is what they had back then, and it stuck through that as well. So that is why the techno scene is so important here. You use RV Guide if you go out tonight to one of the clubs. So this is the East Side Gallery, just on the left side here. So we're going to stop here for about 10 minutes. We're going to park. You can go across to have a look, and then come back. And then after this, we have a little continuation of the city tour, and then we'll be at the accommodation. So yeah, we're here now. We're going to park, and then I'll give you 10 minutes to go and have a look.
We're on a Germany plane now. Woohoo! It's just nice.
Welcome to Germany.
Welcome. Arena. Uber Arena. Cool. Oh, there's a river. Oh. I'll take the foot of that bridge first. Bridge. The wall. Hey, Tokyo. New York. What? Do you say Tokyo? Earlier there's a Tokyo sign. I'll show you later. Tokyo's. Good. Not good. Walk people. Everywhere. It's a rabbit. No. Go. There's a famous wall. The kissing one.
Oh, 오지산 kissing.
오지산 kissing. I want to take a photo there. TVT. Let's go. Dolitay.
Oh! I didn't download that app. It's actually pretty cool.
You look like old men now. Fireworks! We have no time to watch.
An end to the Iron Curtain and an end to the Soviet occupation. So a lot of history here. You're going to see a lot of history, especially on the Berlin walking tour tomorrow. It's a really good tour. Yeah, really, really good. Now, something else that you'll also see in Berlin is bears. Not real bears.
Bear?
You're going to see like sculptures of bears, statues of bears. They're going to be all over the city. This is because the emblem of Berlin is the Berlin Bear. So you can take photos with some, see how many you can find, do a little fun game. Totally up to you. Something else that you can do tomorrow is go to the DDR Museum. So the DDR Museum is just on Museum Island, and it's an interactive museum that takes you back to what it was like to live during Soviet occupation. Now it's quite interactive. There's lots of videos. There's like they've made a fake apartment that you can go into. There's a TV there that shows the different TV channels. There's a music headset there where you can listen to some music from that time. It's really, really cool. I think it's only like €20. You could spend a couple hours in there, and it's inside, so you could keep nice and warm. Depending how much you like parks, you could go to Tiergarten. So this is one of the most famous parks in Berlin. During World War II, all the trees pretty much vanished from there because they needed to cut down the trees to use for firewood and for other types of things, but now it's back to its magnificent park that it once was. There is also tunnel tours that you can do. So there's 3 different types of tunnel tours. I've been on one. It's very interesting to go on it. You don't actually go in the tunnels that they used to dig, but you do go underground, and you go through certain passageways underground. And there's different types of one that goes through what it was like for the people that were building the tunnels to go over the wall, and there's 2 other types as well. You can book that online. It's very, very interesting, and when I did it, the guides were very, very nice. Up ahead, you can't see it right now, but it's something called the TV Tower. So the TV Tower, so right now we're actually in East Berlin, and when you think of communism, you have to think that they don't really like spending a lot of money on things. They're not into extravagant things. They don't like showing off. It's quite simple, quite bland, especially during the Soviet Union time. Now, because there was the Cold War, this changed a little bit with Russia and the Soviet Union. They changed because there was a constant battle. The Soviet Union, in fact, was building things to win this war. And one of these things they built was the TV tower. So I don't know if you can see it, straight up ahead. You can see the little pointy thing. It's covered by the clouds, but the TV tower, we'll get closer, you'll be able to see it. But straight ahead, it's like there's like a pointy thing, and it's usually silver, and it has a dome. This is something you can go up as well. You don't have to walk up there. There's an elevator. But yeah, this was built, and at that time, it was the tallest tower in Germany. So they won that battle. And yeah, you could go up there. It was used for radio signals, and you can eat in there, and it has panoramic views of Berlin as well. Now, when they built this tower, for some reason, on the tower, because there's a silver dome, where's the restaurant? On this tower, for some reason, when sunlight hits it at a certain spot, it looks like there is a cross on the tower. Now, they tried so hard to get rid of this tower, to get rid of this cross, and they couldn't get rid of it. So every time at a certain point during the day, the sunlight would hit it, and there would be a cross, a Catholic cross. And basically, this is what people used to say, was that this was the Pope getting revenge back on the Soviet Unions for the Catholics, basically. So it's called that. Its nickname is the Pope's Revenge. If you're not going on the walk tour tomorrow, make sure you go to the Brandenburg Gate. That is where the Berlin Wall did fall. Now, even if you're not interested in football, football is very famous in Germany, and in Berlin they have a very special team called Union Berlin. Now, there's 2 football teams in Berlin. One is Hertha Berlin and one is Union Berlin. Hertha Berlin was done by basically the richer people, you could say, and Union Berlin was a club for the people. Now, these two, Union Berlin, they actually got relegated basically to the bottom of the leagues, and the club was falling apart. Now, what actually happened was the fans of the football club came together, and their whole stadium was destroyed as well. They literally rebuilt their whole stadium by their own hands, by working together, and they put money in to buy the club, and the club survived, and the club is also still surviving today. And I think 2 years ago they made it back to the first division in the Bundesliga, which is what the German football league is called. It's called the Bundesliga, and they made the Champions League, which is basically a massive European competition. Basically a massive European competition that they entered. So it's a fan club, and this is what, so small things like this is why I really love Berlin. The people really do come together and they fight for inclusivity. Now we are almost at the accommodation, so we're going to be at the accommodation in about 5 minutes. So tonight we have included dinner at 7:30 p.m. and then there's a free night. I would recommend to go to Hofbrauhaus because it's the German beer houses that are very famous for Germany, and you're not going to get a chance to go to another one on this trip. So I would definitely recommend to go. Just be mindful, the culture there for the beer houses is a bit different. If the tables are full, basically what you need to do, you just need to sit anywhere. There's a chance that you couldn't, or maybe sit together, but that's what it's all about. It's about sitting next to people you don't know and getting beers. If you do go there, it's much better to have cash. Your waiter will love you a lot, and you can't order from anyone. Wherever you sit, a waiter is assigned that table, and you can only order from them. And I would recommend to tip after you buy your beer. So if your beer is like $9.50, just give them €10 and get them to give the change. Otherwise, you might not see the waiter for another hour. So just a little tip is not much, but yeah, they work off tips as well, and it's part of the culture to tip them or leave a little bit at the end for the beers or food, whatever you get. There's food there as well, so you can buy German food there as well, and it's a 4-minute walk from the accommodation. Next to the accommodation as well, if you like vintage stores, there's a massive vintage store right next to our accommodation. And where our accommodation is, it's in Alexanderplatz, and the main station is next to there. There's also trams that are next to there. On Alexanderplatz, there's restaurants there, and there's shopping there as well. So if you want to go shopping, you can go shopping there as well. So yeah, we're at the accommodation in about a couple of minutes, 5 minutes.
Zuerst lag ich in einem Ei, der Schnee schnappte ich mich frei. Schnee, schnappi, 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 schnapp. Schnappi, 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 schnapp.
This is the Oktoberfest song that they cheers to. This is Hofbrauhaus on the right here.
Oh, there.
What? It's on the right now.
This is a hotel we're going to. Oh, another photo is a video. Checking in. Really, really nice. But now you can see people, only people.
I don't think so either.
Wow,
So
that's
gonna
all
be
real room. Coming. Separate toilets. This is a showroom. Is it really, 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 really tight? And we have 6 beds. Underground. Underground. EG.
Entrance, ground.
Oh, maybe. What? What's this cheese? Oh. Wow. Ah, donuts? Oh, nice.
持ってますか？本当に？
First not this building, maybe it's other building. Oh, that's why it's like a. Oh my god! So we barely finished our dinner, and then just like we had to go out because there's a fire alarm. So everyone is outside now. Oh my god! I regret I didn't get my warm jackets. Let's see what happened here. See, there are many fire truck here. Where's the fire? Oh my god, this is how Germany we're coming. Okay, they're all going back within a few minutes, so we're fine right now. Crazy! Oh my god, they're asking us to go out. Oh my god, we have to go out. It's freezing cold outside. Oh my god! Yeah, if I see that TV tower. Cool. Here we go. Nice bar. Okay. You can go inside. Yeah.
Cash on them.
A card. Yeah. No, no, no.
On the side, please.
Oh yeah.
If that's for you.
It's okay. Okay.
Thanks.
What is it for? Oh, get a drink. I had.
Yeah, so you have 3 drinks, 1 cocktail, which is the first
Yeah.
stamp, and then 2 drinks in the ice bar.
Oh.
Because we stamp every time you take a drink.
Okay, thank you. This is the bar. Oh, you're not that tall. Titanic. It's what we get.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Let's go.
This is the last expedition of the night. Please keep your drinks, quickly for your bosses, and down to meet you.
What she said? Oh. She's dancing.
Small introduction first, so if you can move all the way down.
Okay.
This side, please.
Wow.
This side works as well. Okay.
Okay, got it. Here, this side. Ooh. Oh, you can wear this. I think.
Before we go inside, I'm gonna ask everybody to grab a pair of gloves because it's -12 in there, and the glasses are also made out of ice, so they're very slippery. So if you don't have a pair, please grab one. If you want extra jackets and coverage, we do have them behind you. They can go on top of your coat already because they don't have zips, okay? We have ponchos also in the bottom right corner, extra small and extra large. While you guys get ready, I'm gonna put a video that explains the concept behind Polar Expedition.
SpongeBob.
Hallo. Sirs, Ladies und Matrosen, willkommen in der Eisbahn. Mein Name ist Paul Hegemann, Navigator, Kapitän, Polarforscher und Captain der Hansa. Dieses schönen Schiffes, das ihr hinter mir seht. Folgt mir. auf! Folgt mir, lass uns gehen! Wir stehen kurz vor einer großartigen Reise von Abenteuer und Entdeckung. Du wirst mich auf meiner Suche begleiten auf dieser Polarexpedition ins Eis. Ich werde beweisen, dass es eine Abkürzung zu dem Land gibt, das wir Arktis nennen. Dieses Mal werde ich den Weg über das Eismeer finden. Wir sind dabei, Segel zu setzen, meine Damen und Herren. Die Reise wird hart sein. Noch härter als die höllischen Fieberreisen jenseits des Wendekreises. Gefährlicher als die Unternehmungen in den spanischen Gewässern. Und es wird kalt sein. Eis wird eure Bärte bedecken. Seid nicht beleidigt, meine Damen. Eure Zähne werden im Rhythmus des Zitterns klappern. Deshalb müsst ihr wärmere Kleidung anziehen. Ich werde mich umbringen. Seid nicht beleidigt, meine Herren. Verdammt! Lasst uns gehen!
Verdammt!
Wir fahren nach Norden bis zur Küste Dänemarks und Norwegens in Richtung Polarkreis. Dort machen wir uns auf den Weg nach Osten. Zur Insel hin nennen es die Russen Nova Sembla. Neues Land. Wenn wir uns in diesem gottverlassenen Stück Fels und Eis zurechtfinden. Ich bin sicher, dass diese Polarexpedition ein Erfolg wird, bevor dieses Jahr 1869 vergangen ist. Ihr habt alle ein Hansa-Seemannsbuch. Behaltet es, denn hiermit erhaltet ihr die Getränke, die euch warm halten. In der Kälte der Arktis. Also ist jetzt alles klar. Wenn ich sage, ist es verstanden? Ruft laut Ei, Captain. Habt ihr verstanden? Okay. Steigt ein. Keine Panik, meine Damen und Herren, keine Panik. Bitte bleibt im Schiff. Obwohl es auf Grund gelaufen ist. Wenn ihr euch auf das Eis begebt, werdet ihr eine leichte Beute für die Eisbären. Sie werden an euren gefrorenen Gliedmaßen nagen wie an matschigem Eis am Stiel. Kommt, Matrosen! Lasst uns bewegen! Zieht diese Klamotten!
No assets. Ah! Buddy, buddy! Ah! Ice bar! That's so cool! Bullet bear! Please do not touch. Sassy? Oh, so good. Super cool. Wow! Ice glass. Wow. Oh, here it's like a Fourth and Firewood. Wow. Thank you. You have to drink it right away, otherwise you'll be frozen. eyes. What? We gotta follow here. Oh, you wanna buy it? Nice. Yeah, come on, yeah.
But without the video.
Just, oh, okay. Let's just. Sister walk. Green man.